welcome in Thursday. We have football tonight.
Yeah, we do. Thank God.
There's a college game, too, you know.
There is?
Yeah, strong. Oh, no, that's Friday. I keep thinking today was
Oh.
Friday. Strong underplay in that college game, by the way.
Which game?
Louisiana Monroe. I'm surprised you didn't have eyes on this one here.
Louisiana Monroe, the Fighting Doug Petersons?
Yeah.
Who do they got?
Well, by the way, there is football tonight. It is Ohio.
Oh, college? There is a game?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's the Ragin' Cajuns. I stand corrected.
Oh, right. That's where the Niners' new running back, that's where he went.
Devontae Freeman.
No.
I was mentioning something else. If you want to stay there, then yes. Now they're fighting the Ohio Schwartzmans.
Oh, the Fighting Schwartzmans.
Exactly.
Oh, this is a tilt tonight.
19.5-point lay for Louisiana at home.
Wow.
Telling you, there's
the
some
Fighting Schwartzmans. They don't have a whole lot of fight in them.
They have a 9.3% chance of winning this, according to ESPN's Football Power Index.
Oh, man.
9.3. Now, what do the Eagles have as far as ESPN's Power Index?
I don't know. I haven't consulted the Power Index in quite some time.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
ESPN's Football Power Index gives the Philadelphia Eagles a 46.8% chance of beating the Niners. All right.
That's about right.
All right.
Yeah, it's almost a coin flip, this game.
Almost.
Yeah. I mean, we talked to Stats yesterday, he's a honk for the Niners.
Correct.
And he's very nervous.
Well, I was on his show last night. And,
of course you were.
Well, look, return the favor. How do you think I got him on? You think it was for free? You think it was?
So this had to be a home and home kind of situation?
Exactly.
All right.
I think it was just a matter of he realized that he could kill a segment with me and that I wouldn't say no.
Dude, I'm telling you, your name and number should be on every host in America's Rolodex. Because if they need to kill a segment, there's nobody better than you.
Hey, I'm there, man.
I'm telling you.
Who's better than you?
Exactly.
I'm there. Trust me. Now, if only they had a budget, then it would be
right. Then you do weekly segments. Wouldn't that be a great way to make a living? Like just guesting on people's radio shows. Like Brian Billick used to have that gig. Like he'd show up on like a Thursday. And that would be his day, sort of where he'd be on, WIP and that, for 20 minutes with Angelo. And then 20 minutes later, he's on DC. And he's just doing like 20 radio hits. And he probably got paid like $500 a pop.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great way to live.
No, all day, man.
One day. You spend one day doing all radio, and then you're done.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Really, it's one day a week. It's like a voiceover guy.
Right.
You work 6 hours a week.
Right.
And you make more than the people who are doing the shows.
Exactly.
Voiceover stuff.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? Cutler.
Yeah, Jim Cutler.
Jim Cutler.
Yeah, isn't that it? Yeah, his voice is as famous as it gets there.
I know. Like he's all over like the ESPN stations all throughout the country.
Yep.
TV stuff. Guy makes a boatload of money, probably never puts clothes on. He's in his house in a studio in his underwear reading scripts all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the pre-COVID work from home, live that life of like, remember those infomercials where you could receive a check once a week and the only exercise you'll ever need to do is walk from your house to your mailbox.
Right.
Like you see somebody in the robe.
Yeah.
Right, loose robe,
drinking their coffee. Yeah. Going to get the mail, going to pick up all the checks.
Right.
The biggest job they have to do is drive to the bank and sign them, endorse them all, and deposit them. That's their week.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Now, I see Jay Franklin won't say no. And is that in relation to what could be happening with USC?
That's a Penn Stater right there.
It is. And I'm a little concerned because I heard this thing has some legs. Like we should get our buddy Michael Calabrese on because I've been hearing that there is some pretty strong legs to the Luke Fickell is out. He's not going to go there.
Luke Fickell is not a good fit there. I know the AD was at Cincinnati and hired Luke Fickell, and that's where everybody connects these dots. But Luke Fickell would not succeed in California. It would be a bad hire.
Correct. And I'll read you what Calabrese texted me about. Fickle has a ton of school-age kids and has always been in the Midwest. He ain't going anywhere.
Right.
I mean, that basically is where it is. So to your point now, that opens something up with Franklin. And I wonder if Franklin has USC on the mind in a game in which they should win and win comfortably, mind you, against Auburn, who ain't terrible, but still. I wonder if I don't know. Maybe there's a dark cloud of departure that's hanging over Penn State right now, and that impacts the game.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't want to hear that. I locked in this mega parlay, and now you're telling me no. I wanted to.
I still think Penn State wins, but there could be a little closer. Maybe what does Corso do? A little closer than the experts think.
Oh, is that right?
He just puts up the fingers. Hey. He puts it right in Herbie's face. Closer than the experts think.
Oh, I would not want Lee Corso in my face or his hands. His hands smell like bananas and tuna fish. I don't want that.
As long as it's not tuna fish from Subway.
Well, that doesn't
I can deal with it. Right.
That's a made up fish.
Right.
It's tilapia.
Now, John Shelton on the stream points out something that could be at work here too, because this Franklin's, he's a shrewd actor, man.
Yeah.
Franklin and his agent are stirring the rumors to get an extension from Penn State. We've seen that in the past. I mean, who was the coach? Charlie Weiss did that at Notre Dame.
Ooh, was that? Now
I remember this one.
Do you remember what did he use?
Well, I think he used an NFL team, because he came from, I believe, the Patriots to Notre Dame.
Yes.
And then leveraged like the first opening in the NFL. He leveraged that to get an extension like shortly thereafter. I mean, it was a big move.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I would not be shocked at all if we saw one of these here where it's just a turnaround. But here's the thing. The one thing that Franklin can do really well is what USC needs.
Recruit.
Yes. Desperately.
Yes.
Like, go ahead and mess a game up. Screw a call up in the fourth quarter. You need horses there right now. They have nothing.
And they're talking about Mario Cristobal might leave Oregon. I don't know that do you leave Oregon? They're like the top rung on the ladder right now in the Pac-12.
I tell you, they may make the playoffs this year.
They could.
All they needed to do was beat Ohio State. And you see, I mean, there's some teams that they'll have to deal with. But
I mean, and they got nothing but money. Like Nike will make sure that he's paid comfortably. Like he could leverage more money out of Phil Knight right now.
Absolutely.
By just saying, I might go interview with USC. Boom, check.
Give me something, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have, I forget even why, but there was something yesterday on the show that got us thinking about Joe Stazak, right?
Yes. Well, it was on the stream. There was a suggestion a few days ago on the stream when the stream knew that Barrett was going to be out today. They suggested a couple of people. So I delivered.
Wait a second. There wasn't anything else from a content standpoint that connected Joe Stazak. It was just, let's get the big kahuna on.
Well, I mean, they wanted a Sun Twins reunion. And I don't know that I'm prepared for that yet. So I just figured we'd get Stazak on since we've never had him on yet. Solo. He deserves his solo spot before a Sun Twins reunion.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Solo spots to Lombardo.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I regret every one of them.
Well, that may be, unfortunately, a reality here on this show. But
and Tony Bruno's coming on too. That was another suggestion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Rob Ellis joining. Now you're getting everybody coming out of here on the woodworks with guest suggestions. I thought there was something that was happening with Stazak. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I thought there was something along the lines of, hey, Stazak's doing this, so let's get Stazak on for that. But we're just rolling with the big dog here.
Right. The big dog will be on at 11:30.
Okay.
He's fired up.
Is he?
Yeah, he was texting me today. Hey, I didn't get the link yet. Did you send me the link? I'm like, dude, I didn't even get the link yet. Will you relax? Just relax.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Remember last time Barrett's going to think we did this on purpose because the last time we brought up Stazak, the last two times we've brought up Stazak, Barrett has mentioned that he was going off on some crazy stuff during, I guess it was last year. Right?
Yeah, it was during COVID.
All right. And,
Yeah, I mean, Barrett was like, he was
I
like,
had to text him.
yeah, I know.
He had to text him.
We'll ask Joe about
Yeah,
it.
we will.
Yeah.
We got to get to the bottom of that.
Right.
But, you know, you're doing a radio show. You randomly get a text from Barrett Brooks saying, yo, bro, you got to slow down.
Yeah, you got to chill out.
What's going through your mind? I need to know, right? what exactly was being said right there?
Right. I don't know. We'll find out today.
All right. Now, where is Joe going to be dialing in from? Do we know?
I assume his house.
His house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume. I don't know. Maybe he's at a gym.
Could be. Well, that's what I mean. Like at a gym or at a smoothie bar.
Right. I want to see the duffel bag, though, because he never goes anywhere without the duffel bag.
No, we need Joey B to set odds on whether or not
on what's in the duffel bag.
Yeah, what's in the duffel bag?
The contents of the duffel bag,
which is basically like all the banned substances that the NFL and baseball won't let their players take.
Right.
Absolutely.
The only thing that rivals his duffel bag is Bill Romanowski's duffel bag.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
right.
That's when you have all the access to the banned stuff, but you know when the test is coming.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He got a Whizzinator in there.
Everything. Yeah. Stazak is ready for a drug. He stays ready for a drug test. All right. He's got the Whizzinator. He's got everything else in there. Right. Well, I can tell you this: Skittles is not.
No.
No
Skittles.
There's no sugar. There's no.
That's terrible odds about a Joey B. 10-1 on Skittles. Come on.
You got to know Stazak, bro, in order to set that one there.
There's no sugar going in that body.
No.
Yeah. I wonder if he's on the TB12.
Well, you have to ask him.
Yeah.
We have to ask him whatever he's on is working. And look, I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Stazak looks pretty damn good for a guy his age.
He does,
but you know, he's pretty damn good for it by all means.
Muhammad Malik on the stream says, "Does Bruno still have Ben Simmons under his RV?" I don't know. I haven't seen Ben.
No, we haven't seen Ben at all. In fact, he's not even our favorite Australian anymore. He's been relegated.
Right. I mean, it's
Mailata. Yeah. I mean, look, you're telling me that Simmons wants to come back and play for a city that doesn't even acknowledge him as the Aussie?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think.
I would take the punter over him. Sipas or whatever his name is. He's an Aussie too.
He is.
He was dropping dimes inside the 10 against the Falcons like one after another. I put him over Ben Simmons.
Is he an Australian national or is he just like playing for Australia like Rick Fox did for Canada?
I think he's Australian.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think absolutely. After last week specifically, he's definitely moved up on the list of Australians.
He's from Victoria, Australia. Aaron Sipas. Yes.
And I love the way it's Arryn.
Correct.
I went to Auburn.
Yes, he did. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Auburn's finest there. He was a Tiger. But look, Simmons is now number 3 on the list. And Tom Moore came out with a piece. I don't know if you saw that, right?
Mm-mm.
Basically that the Sixers are, and this seemed like it was more fueled with the Sixers, pardon me, than Simmons in his camp, but basically saying that they're prepared, as we've been seeing, they're prepared to start the season, although
without him.
No, with him.
Oh.
Yeah, that they're preparing to go in on this. And I think a lot of people just read it like, look, they're not going to settle. We know they're not going to settle.
Yeah.
John Wall for Ben Simmons straight up.
Thank God.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I don't want Daryl Morey to make a bad deal just to make a deal.
No, and I don't think you'll see that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because at some point there's going to be the trade deadline and how long he's been on this team, knowing that they're not going to be bad either. So what happens if Simmons ultimately wants out? The Sixers aren't going to settle for a bad trade. And you're now a month and a half into the season. You're the second best team in the East. And you're approaching the trade deadline by the All-Star break. Are you really going to move somebody like this when you're that good and you're playing that well? Which is a very reasonable expectation for.
You think they could be second in the East, even with all this, sort of tumult going on?
Well,
behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think they can be like. I don't think anything's changed of them being a top 3-4 team on a nightly basis in the East.
All right, you said 3-4 now. I'm by that, but you said 2 before.
Yeah, but a month and a half in, early into the season, it's not. They were atop the East for a lot last year too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that they may stay atop the East by any means, but it wouldn't be difficult for a top 3 team in the East that I still think they are top 3 team in the East. They're going to rotate. Brooklyn's going to be healthy, yes, but they're going to rotate. That's all. So what do you do? Like, could Ben Simmons and the Sixers play themselves into a no trade?
Like a no-never trade? Like,
No,
in other words, he's a permanent member of the Sixers. If he starts shooting and shooting free throws, yeah, I could see that.
No, I'm saying everything stays the same, including expectations of a team.
Oh.
That they come in and they play well. But look, they played well last year in the regular season.
Right. Yeah, this isn't about the regular season.
No, it's not. But are you really going to do that? Like, do we have examples? And not to say that that means this wouldn't happen, but think about how rare it is that a team who is playing exceptionally well trades in season one of their better players.
Yeah, that has that ever happened?
Probably not.
I mean, during the season?
No, in a league, Harry, where if you like, you know exactly where you're going to be if you're the second or third best team in a conference a month and a half in. You're going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, oh, you lost 2 games and history may work against you, but you can still win. You can still make the playoff. You know, like teams that start 0-2 in the NFL or whatever it may be, an 8 seed winning the Stanley Cup or adding that second wild card. The NFL, pardon me, NBA, you pretty much know where you're going to be. The Sixers are not going to be a month and a half into it second or third best team in the East, and all of a sudden, when it's all said and done, miss the playoffs. That's my point. So you know where you are. You're going to be a really good basketball team, and then you're going to trade one of your better players?
Well, Zayo, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right on the stream. I think that's a new streamer. Says the Nuggets did it with Carmelo back in the years ago.
Yeah.
He's been on so many teams since then. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't
he there with AI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at the deal itself, it was, you still had Minnesota involved in that too, right? On top of what you got with the Knicks. There's a lot of players involved in there. And if you look at how the deal really involved Billups as well, that was a big part of it, right?
Okay. Yeah, I forget the deal. I mean, this had to be back. My goodness. I
mean, you had
this is 2010.
Raymond Felton, Melo, Billups, Mozgov was involved in that.
Oh my God.
Right?
It's 2010.
Correct. 2010.
Wow.
So if you look at where the Nuggets were, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to give up more than just Melo in that deal. And that's where I think this trade would be a little different.
It was 2011, actually. It's February of 2011. 2010-2011 season.
Right.
Yeah, 3-team deal.
Yeah, Minnesota was involved in that.
Yeah, Minnesota was in there. You're right. Costa Koufos was in that trade. Oof. Remember him?
Oof. Now let's look here.
Wow, Mozgov. Boy, there's some names.
There were some names.
Eddie Curry.
Right. Now look, you had something similar in which there was this level of disappointment for a basketball team that dealt some guys, but coming into that year, right? This was also a situation similar to what happened with Melo, where you just didn't have a guy that got along with the coach. And George Karl and Carmelo Anthony were not going to coexist by any means.
Right. Boy, the draft pick in that deal, Eytan, 2016 first-round pick was included, became Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep. Now, the Nuggets, that year is probably the best that you're going to find. But again, think about this. Right? You had a Denver team that year that gave up two guys, one in Melo, by the way, who you were looking to gain assets from, right? So between that and Billups, who still got you about 16 points. I mean, Billups was
pretty good player,
strong at that age.
Yeah.
Where is that piece? Right? Where is the Billups piece? Is it Tyrese Maxey? Is it Matisse Thybulle? Because that's the biggest difference from that deal to this deal, which is Denver was so set on resetting. And look, they didn't have an Embiid either.
Right.
So you knew that by giving up Carmelo Anthony and ultimately Chauncey,
it was a rebuild.
Or just a sense of like get young quick. Retool, if you will. That's all.
Yeah.
So I think now when you see the latest stuff with the Sixers, it's kind of just back and forth, yes, but I think we're getting to a point now, and this is what I found interesting with Tom Moore's latest piece, is that we're getting to a point where somebody's going to have to budge, where you're going to see Ben Simmons no longer have any talk or anything coming out about wanting to be traded and just put his head down and play, or you're going to see Daryl Morey make a bad deal.
Yeah, well, I don't want that. Now, Joey B on the stream, there's a lot of talk about Lala was the reason they wanted out of Denver because she hated it there. I could see that. But Joey B says Lala was a train wreck. She was rude and always loud when out. He has a buddy who was a bartender in one of the clubs in Denver. And Lala and her girl posse were all jerks. Man, what does that mean? They didn't tip well? There's no way a bartender is allowing this to get out if he got tipped well.
No,
you could be a jerk, but as long as you tipped well, they'll probably keep it quiet.
Yeah, and I don't mind that.
Right.
Like, you want to be a jerk, but you're leaving C notes.
Yeah.
So be it.
Okay.
Life, right.
Have a seat, jerk.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I don't know, right? Like, I don't know the circumstances of that by any means. But look at that. $1,500 tab and no tip.
Oh, so there it is. What did I tell you?
Allegedly.
Right.
That's the bigger thing. Now, Nikki Blackburn, why does nobody want to play with Embiid? I don't know. I don't know if we have a definitive answer on that. Like, I don't know if people don't want to play with Embiid or if people just haven't had the chance because of contract, et cetera, with Simmons.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know either way.
I mean, do we know? Yeah, right. Like Dillard. You think he's? I mean, no. I mean, not Andre Dillard. What am I talking about? I forgot. My brain just froze.
Not John Wall.
No, not John Wall. I don't want John Wall.
No, you don't want John Wall.
No.
Lillard is who you're thinking of.
Damian Lillard.
Right.
I conflated Damian and Lillard and got Dillard. Okay. Yeah, I mean, but he is not on record as saying anything because he really can't say anything. He's on a team.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to play with Embiid. I can't see. I think he's regarded as a guy you'd want to play with.
Yeah, I do too, except I just don't know yet. Like, Tobias Harris is not aiming to get out of here. Jimmy Butler referenced Embiid multiple times as far as a friendship.
They love each other.
Yeah. So is anybody kicking the door down to play with Embiid like they did, Kevin Durant did Golden State, or guys playing with LeBron? No, because I think the NBA is smart in that guys realize, hey, if I'm going to do everything possible to team up with somebody, it better be to win. It better be to play with somebody who's already won something. So I can understand why Steph would be a bigger magnet, or even LeBron now would be a bigger magnet, or Kevin Durant would be a bigger magnet. Like, I get that, but I don't know yet if we can write off that nobody wants to play with Embiid by any means. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Now, when is Stazak?
11:30.
11:30. Now, I was going to ask you, though, what's the over-under on, let's say, 11:30 on the dot? All right, and we'll take a break in about 3 minutes here to give us enough time to come back at 11:30 on the dot. What do you think?
I think he's going to be there. I think he's going to be early.
I do too.
I think he's chomping at the bit.
That's the nugget you gave us earlier.
Yeah.
And he was already hitting you up on text like,
Where's my link?
Where's my link, right? Where's my link? Oh, my goodness here. All right. We also have now Bruno's going to be joining us at noon. And
He'll probably be late.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We figured that. That's why we gave him noon, to give him a cushion.
Well, I gave him a choice of 3 times, and he thought noon was the one. So
okay.
And he can stay as long as he wants.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well keep him right to the end, since otherwise it's going to be you.
Right.
Like 5 minutes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Well,
jeez.
Monday, come on. I tell you guys, Barrett's on the road. I didn't even know this until the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even say anything.
So what is it? Monday, Thursday, Friday? You got to duck out?
Yeah, about 5 minutes earlier. Okay. So it's not the end of the world by any means.
No.
Here for a $1.55.
Right.
So, I mean, we could always just end too. So that
true. I mean, would the world continue to rotate on its axis if we ended early?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Well, I don't want to jump to that and be the reason why the world stops.
Right.
And then people are on Twitter blaming us. You assholes, look what you've done to us.
That'd be good publicity for the show, though.
Be great publicity. For the show. Guy leaves early, world stops.
Right.
That's it. Now, did you make any plays yet on this Eagles game?
No. I just like the Eagles plus 3.5.
All right.
Oh, there he is. I told you.
It just says A on there, too. The guy's here before we even break.
I know.
All right, we'll be right back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, smash away. Make sure you are subscribed to the JAKIB Media YouTube page. We appreciate everybody hanging with us. And yes, he's already here in the green room, waiting, chomping at the bit, hitting Harry up with texts earlier. Where's my link? Where's my link? Well, we got you. And we got you all out there coming up next with the great, the one, the only, often imitated Harry, never equal, ever duplicated.
No.
And that's the big dog in the house. Not the big kahuna, the big dog coming up next.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, 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 and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Oh, look who it is.
What's up, boys?
Welcome.
How you doing?
Great, man. Not as good as you.
Great to see and talk to you boys. Haven't seen you fellas in a long time. I've caught
Where
your
you
show a
been?
few times. You guys are doing fabulous.
Well, thank you, brother. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't shock me, obviously. Two professionals like you. No, I love the stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, well, we couldn't wait to have you on. We wanted to have you on. The streamers want a Sun Twins reunion, but I said Stazak deserves his own solo segment before that.
Anyone seen Lombardo these days? I mean,
yeah, we had him on.
Now.
Yeah, he's big time.
Writer. Oh my god.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
fan sided
at all.
No living with him. No living with him.
No, he's in a suit and tie all the time. I think honestly, he just walks around his house in a shirt and tie.
I got to go through his agent to get him to call me back.
Right.
It is crazy.
Unbelievable.
Man. It is crazy.
Smokes like 5 cigars a day.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know.
Good point.
He got the goop
He's
in
got
the
the
hair still all slicked back.
The Brill Cream endorsement.
He is a throwback.
Oh man.
Did you ever on purpose set him up after these really long monologue introductions and just throw it back to him just to mess with him every now and again?
Oh, it was great.
Right.
As many times as I could.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at my watch. You know, he hasn't even introduced me yet. It's like 5 minutes in.
Right.
You know, so and then he'd go on this thing about why this deal needs to be structured this way, and this is how they laid it out. And I'd be like, okay, well, it's not done. Why? And he'd be like, I just gave you 5 minutes on that.
I know. He'd go on a soliloquy to start the show and then just turn it to you. What say you? And then you'd say like 3 or 4 words and throw it right back to him. And I can just see that. I could feel the steam coming out of his ears.
I love him. He was great to work with.
You know what the
He
funny
actually
thing
made me look somewhat intelligent. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Oh my goodness. The best is like him keeping you in there while not going to you by saying a couple of times over, and Joe, that's what I mean. And Joe, let me explain. Right. Like he keeps going and going so that there is. See, we got it from the other side. As far as from Lombo explaining how he just comes out with this eloquent soliloquy and hands it to you, and you just drop the baton. But in reality, it was really you checking your watch, like, what's up with this guy?
I used to get texts from Coach 4 minutes in saying, "Are you there? Are you there?" Like, because be honest, one time I was running late. And he's like, he acted like I was there.
Right.
I wasn't. So, and then I got there and I said, and he still went on for 3-4 minutes before he said anything to me. But yeah, I would get text messages. Are you there? Are you in the? Yeah, I'm here. Just waiting to be introduced.
Well, we got a message on the stream from 91 LSXer says Lombo's show opens made DeCamera's 6 p.m. show opens look brief. Now I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, but that's I'll disagree with that because
the
camera would go 25 minutes telling you that we're going to get to the phones coming up.
We're going to get to your calls.
Would still be talking 25 minutes into it. At least Stazak got a chance to breathe 3 to 5 to 10 minutes into an opening there. Like you actually heard Stazak in the first 25 minutes of the open. You didn't hear anybody else but Joe, even though he kept telling you, all right, we're going to
rock your calls.
Right, but he wasn't even saying like coming up next, like next segment. He was doing it this segment, and then he just never got to it.
All right, that's a fair point. Fair point.
How about this, though? John Shelton knows Joe Stazak. Does Big Dog have notes written down? Did you come with, look at this.
Look at this. Now, what is that? All Eagles stuff?
No, it's for the
Eagles,
show.
Phillies, Ben Simmons,
Phillies.
Jack, Tyler Heineke. It doesn't matter. I got lines, going into midseason. Yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Oh, look at this.
Well, who do you like tonight?
A friend of mine is going to be calling me right after this, and he's going to try to convince me to take Washington. I don't really like the game, to be honest with you. 3.5-point favorite. They didn't do much against San Diego. The Giants did very little themselves against Denver.
They were horrible.
I usually look at a game as, all right, who's the quarterback? So let's start with that. Tyler Heineke. Okay, maybe he's a nice up-and-coming kid. He kind of made his bones in that playoff game against Tampa. Closest game the Bucs had in that run. last year, but he's never won a game. He's actually never won a football game. Daniel Jones, on the other hand, who I liked coming out, not at the number 6 pick, but I thought that Gettleman might have found something in him. But you know what? I'm a big proponent of protecting the football. 40 career touchdown passes, 40 career turnovers for Daniel Jones. He's a turnover machine. You're not going to win like that. You're just not. I talk about it all the time. Turnovers. Killers. So, as much as people thought the Washington football team might be the team to beat in the NFC, I'm not sure. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the thing before the season was, well, can he go 17 games as a starter? Because he's been good in spot work, 12 games here or there,
right?
10 games, 8 games, and he's been all over the place. And then he's out with the hip injury, and they bring this kid in. I don't like Washington's hopes at all anymore. Now, I loved what Dallas did on Thursday night. Unfortunately, Dallas looks like, they sure up that defense are going to be dangerous. But, I mean, they have Webs and Dak looked like the highest paid quarterback in the league. It might come down to Dallas and the Eagles. I don't know. I don't know what the Eagles are yet. You know what I mean? Like I said before the season, and only because of the unknowns, I said, I'm not expecting more than maybe 6 wins. Upgrade from last year. They turned the ball over so many times last year. But I don't know, Hurts, and the coach just turned 40, and his OC and his DC haven't really done much. DC's first time being a DC. The OC had a cup of coffee in San Diego
the Chargers,
under Anthony Lynn, right? So it's a lot of newness. These are young coaches. I gotta tell you, and maybe the preseason kind of was a prerequisite because they looked buttoned up in the preseason. I know they didn't play a lot of starters, and Hurts threw 7 passes. They looked sharp, though. They looked like they knew what they were at least supposed to be doing. And then in the game on Sunday, except for the penalties, they have to clean that up. I mean, they jumped off, and that might be the new quarterback, the cadence and whatnot. They jumped off legal procedure like 7 times. But other than that, I thought the play calling was good. I thought getting the plays in. I thought playing to his quarterback strength from Nick Sirianni, it looked like a completely different team versus last year. And I'm not killing Peterson. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. It's not easy to do. But they just looked so in sync. And I was just so impressed. I got to be honest. I was so impressed.
Do you need a battery in your smoke detector where the stream is hearing the chirping?
I'm glad my wife didn't hear that. She's been trying to get me to change that for 4 days. I will
just take it off.
You know what?
Why don't we do it live on the show?
Just unscrew it.
Can you hear it?
It's not bothering me.
Oh, okay. Because
no.
Sometimes you can't find it. You ever notice they throw the sound or this beep? So I'll go right under one and I'll be like, I think it's in the basement. Meanwhile, it's on the 3rd floor.
Right.
It's hard to figure out where it is.
Right.
But she's gonna love the fact that you heard that. All right.
All right. Now the other thing we need to know is the duffel bag nearby.
The duffel.
Because I never saw you without the duffel bag at the Fanatic.
And
this is my Christmas room. If you can see, I got Christmas stuff up. I'm allowed to have one room in the house for Christmas because I can be a little over the top with Christmas. So I just said, let's keep it up all year. I don't feel like changing.
Oh my God,
so,
this is
so
awesome.
We're all ready to go.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Wow.
3 Santas over there, and
it's September.
Mixed in with some Halloween stuff. We do have an orange tree in the family room. My wife's a big Halloween. We're doing outside today with the hay bales and whatever. But
wow,
we're ready to go.
When do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving? In June?
This is incredible.
Officially, the day after, my kids love it, the day after Halloween, officially we start putting all our Christmas stuff up. Big fan of Thanksgiving, but to be honest, I love the time from Thanksgiving to Christmas. It's just so quick. I don't get why people who love Christmas say, oh, I don't want to hear about Christmas, and here it comes again. What are you complaining about? You basically tell me over here you love it, but then you fret the fact that it's coming. So I figured, what the hell? Let's get this party started early, and so we have time. And then of course it goes into March. Towards Easter.
Wow.
So about 6 months a year, we're rocking Christmas carols and Christmas things around here.
Wow.
Wait, so I forget. Who do you have on Thursday again tonight?
I think he's leaning Giants.
Okay. Because I was lost.
I'm leaning Giants a little bit with the points.
I just wanted to double check because I was lost in your rabbit hole here of Christmas.
I don't like the game. I probably won't play.
No, that's fine. I'm definitely interested in the 3 different Christmases you celebrate throughout the season and year, really, for that matter. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss a big play here from the big dog. That's what we need. We need the big dog's big play of the week.
Oh, I like it.
Check in with you once a week. We'll have some fun. We'll talk.
You let me know. We'll do that. I'll give you my 10,000 star lock of the week.
Absolutely. There it is. And if you lose, you give the whole rest of the season for free.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
It's free the rest of the way.
Yep. Here's the promo code. Stay Zach VIP.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's tremendous.
What do you guys think? You saw the Birds on Sunday. What were your expectations going in? And then what'd you think? Because
I didn't really have any expectations. I got to be honest, because, everything like you just, expertly explained is that everything was so new, fresh. Everything's young. It's just like I had no idea what to expect. But I sat back and watched them play, and I'm like, the only thing to complain about was, as you said, the penalties. That really everything else was just like, it just seemed like he called a great game. It was his first game, as a play caller. It looks like he and the quarterback are really on the same page, where he knows what to call to sort of, amplify what Hurts does well. So, and in the defense, they suffocate him. They played a little bend but don't break the first couple of drives early where on. Atlanta was using that up-tempo stuff. But then in the red zone, they'd stall either because of a good defensive play or a penalty themselves. So, and then after that, Atlanta just went to sleep.
Yeah. To figure out how bad Atlanta was. But again, you got to play a team that lines up against you. And even if they are bad, they killed them. 32, they killed them. It wasn't like they nipped them and with the late field goal. They really dominated that game.
Yeah,
from beginning to end. I just was so impressed. Even the punter was great.
Oh, he's great.
I got to be completely honest.
Atlanta didn't start one drive. They started one drive outside their 25, and that was because of a turnover on downs when they went for it on 4th, and it was like the 32-yard line.
Atlanta is the worst team in the NFL.
They could be. They could be.
I mean, I don't even mean that as like, they beat the worst team. Like, they are the worst team. I don't think Jacksonville is as bad as what we saw. And Detroit took advantage. Just like you want to beat up on bad teams, if you're a bad team, you want to take advantage of any opportunity a good team gives you. And San Fran gave Detroit an opportunity, and they fought in that game. Atlanta died. Atlanta died. Matt Ryan was a 2-dimensional bumper sticker. Like, he was nothing.
Yeah.
Look, I honestly, as long as this game goes under, I don't give a shit what happens. I'll be completely honest with you. That's the only thing. I got some serious unit size on this under.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
What number did you get it at? 50?
50 and a half.
50 and a half. Okay.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I have a true number at 46 and a half.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that and slam at under.
Now, I noticed Stazak evaded the question about what's in the duffel bag. He went right into, football stuff. We need to know the contents of the duffel. Are you on TB12?
What's that, bro?
Are you on TB12? Yeah.
Of course, that's my guy.
Well, what are you on though?
No, I'm
not anything illegal.
I have a new program these days.
Yeah, you're always on something cutting edge. Yeah, like I need to get on that.
When did I start? Started right after the Super Bowl. I was down in Tampa with my dad. It was on his bucket list, and then I lost like 35, 40 pounds right up to middle of June. And I've kind of kept it off.
Wow,
45 pounds.
I feel like a skinny guy.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Joe!
Yeah,
you were never a fat guy in the first.
No.
Place, so where did all that weight? Where was it on you?
Debatable. It was always in here, but I some guy found me on Facebook, of course, and I'm an easy mark. Signed up with his program, and all it is, and I knew this. I used to be a trainer, and I would tell people, it's really you're only in the gym 1 hour a day. It's the 23 you're outside the gym that really counts, and it's really what you put in your body. So it's just a slow, minimal calorie restriction per day. We'll get you there. We'll get you to wherever you want to go.
Is it fasting?
How long you want to
tell
do
us
it
what
for?
the hell this
Is it fasting?
Unless you have money in this, are you wanting us to buy a program? Do you have
No,
economic
this isn't a sell. Trust me.
Well,
This
just
isn't
tell
a
us what the
sell.
hell it is. I need to lose 30, 40 pounds. Jesus,
It's,
Zach.
we can talk. We can certainly talk.
You're telling me that there's no fatties on this chain here, this chat that can benefit it from like my fat ass could? Tell us what we need to do.
Figure out figure out how many calories you need per day to survive. Mine is like 2,300, and then knock off about 600 or 700 per day. You'll lose about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week, and then it actually gets a little faster. It's almost incremental as you keep going. It can be tough. The hardest part is, there are times where you're just craving stuff. Now, I take some dietary supplements and Adderall kind of kills the appetite, so it's not that difficult for me. But sometimes when I fall off the wagon, I fall off hard. The key, though, and I've tried a zillion programs in my day. My thing is, and it's like the stock market a little. It's a lot of psychological, because if I have a bad day and I'm feeling kind of fat, well, then I should really want to get back on the program. But in the past, I'd be like, well, what the hell? What's the difference now if I eat 3 more tubs of Haagen-Dazs? So then it would go on for like a week. The key is getting right back on it. If I have a bad day, right back on it the next day, get yourself straightened out, and then just keep doing it. I do intermittently fast, maybe till noon every day.
Okay.
And although Harry, I think about you. I kind of stopped drinking after my shore days. I took it up again like last October. That's when I started gaining. But you always talk about having a cocktail, whatever. And
Right.
I can see the pleasures in that these days. I'm a big fan now of having a nice cocktail at night. And it usually forces me. It doesn't force me to, but it kind of makes me hungrier. It's not really the alcohol and calories; it's the hunger. So that's what I have to be careful of. But if I pretty much don't eat much of the day, then I can have a couple of drinks a day.
All right, so I still don't know what we need to do, but maybe the chat.
I'll get you afterwards. We'll
See,
chat.
Eytan could sell whatever you're doing on QVC on his other gig.
You work for QVC?
No, a vendor, but
he's a vendor. Yeah, he sells.
I'm not a vendor.
No, but you work for a
You
vendor.
stop by. You don't stop by. It's in Westchester.
No, I don't leave my house. Everything I do is from here. The only time I leave my house is tonight to go down to Fox 29. That's it. I don't
Who
leave.
you doing a thing with? Who you doing with?
Props and locks, right?
Well, yeah, we have props for 29 is props and locks. Are you asking that or QVC?
No, 29.
Well, that's
Joe used to work there.
I know his face is still up in the newsroom.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Are you serious?
Dude, you need to take a picture of that and put it on social media.
Colleen Wolf's pictures up there. Look,
Colleen Wolf.
Once a week there's a Stay Zach convo with myself and Shredder. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I mean it's
funny because about 3-4 years ago Jody started calling me and booking me to do what you do. So I remember I did the Super Bowl post game and then went right to Fox and was on with Karen Hepp and Thomas Drayton at like 5 in the morning. I did a few of those, and then the phone stopped ringing, and I'm like, okay, all right. I texted her hey, if you need me, blah, because it's fun. I just love doing it.
Great.
And then I catch the show once in a while, and I see your mug on the air. I'm like, that's why
you replaced the big dog.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not doing this anymore.
Well, I hate to one up that, but you're not alone. In fact, a gentleman that we all know that we lost, I was having a conversation one day with Big Daddy Graham, and it was like 6 a.m. in the morning. And he was telling me about how he loved doing this 545 hit with Karen and Thomas once a week and doing all this stuff. And they stopped calling.
I used to love going on with Karen. And they stopped.
Some asshole stole the job from me, stole the gig from me. And I'm listening to it thinking like, well, yeah, the producer at the time asked me if I could do it weekly because it was Candace, someone that I worked with on the weekend. And she, like, producers. So here I am having a conversation with Big Daddy. Unbeknownst to him, he's pissed off that I don't know. It wasn't on purpose, Joe. I didn't do it on purpose. I apologize.
It's all good, man. You look good on camera. I told you that before. You look good on camera.
Well, that's why I need this program here. My God.
Nice job. We'll talk. Yeah. We'll get you there.
It's hard. My metabolism is negative. Forget stopped by all means.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be able to eat Tupperware and be fine the next day. Now it's like, I mean, I have like 3 drinks and it takes me 3 days to recover. Like, it's not quite the same as it used to be.
Right.
Metabolism's slow, and you have a carby day and you feel kind of paunchy. It's just it's awful.
So I'm curious. We hit this Eagles game. We'll get some final thoughts on that before you get out of here. By all means, you gave us some thoughts tonight on this Thursday night game. What else are you dabbling into? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if you're pushing some sort of coin on a blockchain, or you've got your hands in the NFT. Are you waiting for the Tony Hawk drop today on DraftKings, the NFT drop on DK? Like, what else you got your hands in?
Well, professionally, I'm out of, I don't work for 97.5 anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Which is not a bad thing.
I got recruited. A listener who used to be a fan of the show starts recruiting me. I guess I applied on Indeed for New York Life to sell insurance or whatever. I didn't think much about it. And then he kept hounding me. And, I ended up taking a job with him. I passed my state licensing exam last Friday.
Nice.
Now I'm on the Series 6. So you guys need insurance, I'm your guy.
Nice.
Other than that, I got to be honest. I used to be a complete degenerate, and then I was like, you know what? These mortgages are pretty important. So I kind of stopped with my first marriage, and I haven't dabbled until this past Monday night. My buddy Steve Callis, who you guys probably know, Steve Callis,
sure.
goes, "Hey, FanDuel." And I was thinking about getting back in just to have a little fun, not like the units I used to play back in the day, just to have some fun. He's like, they're giving away $1,000 free $3,000, credit to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm in. And we loved at 6.5 Tampa Bay, like all off season. Line jumps to 9.5. I'm like, Steve, you know what I think of that. The world loves Tampa Bay. I don't care about Dak not playing since week. Shit happens. Stuff happens in the NFL. It happens. So I tried to make a bet. It says you got to fund for $1,000. My credit card was fraudulent the day before canceled. So I borrowed my wife's. Probably should have told her. Put a large on it, and like 5 seconds later, she's upstairs because they hit her up, and they're like, "Yo, you got this charge." Bells and whistles are going off.
Oh yeah.
She's giving me a bunch. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I don't even like the game. Just cancel it." She goes, "Well, then we're gonna have to change all these cards." I was like, "All right, I'll accept it, and then I'll just take the money out. I don't like the game." Turns out in the first quarter, for some reason, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go check FanDuel again, because if that went through, I wonder if we actually laid them. Sure enough, we laid 2 large on Tampa Bay, and which I didn't want to play after all, and you saw what happened. So she wasn't real thrilled. She's like, "Did you get the money?" I'm like, "Yeah, not yet." This thing happened. Talk to Steve. So so now I'm chasing after one game, which you know how that goes. So, but other than that, that's pretty much what I got going on, boys. This is good to see you guys. Like, where are you guys? Like, where are you physically?
We're both in our houses, our respective homes.
What is that behind you?
It's a green screen.
Oh,
and Eytan's got one. Eytan's got one too.
I got one too. See?
Yeah.
Fantastic. We had like real commercial. This is like slick.
See?
It's slick. I'm impressed.
Green screen.
All right, one last quick question.
Yeah.
Do you still dabble in aged hoagies?
I got a message. Funny you say that 2 weeks ago from a guy on Twitter saying, where have you been? He obviously goes, I miss the shows and your honesty and whatever. And how about that hoagie, that 2-month-old hoagie? Like, there was nothing wrong with the hoagie. It had earth tones to it and whatnot, but I kept my eye on it for about 2. It was legit after a while that no one was going to claim it, kind of like squatters' rights. So no ill effects after that. I was good.
Nobody was going to eat that or claim it by any means. Nobody was going to claim it and then throw it out.
That is incredible.
Yes.
It is what it is. The lettuce was brown and the cheese was.
Dude, you don't need a COVID vaccine, man. If you ate that and you're fine, I'm telling you. Whatever's in that duffel bag is keeping you safe.
If that's not an advertisement for all the shit that you have in your body working, I don't know what is.
Oh, that's classic.
Seriously. You were bulletproof to whatever was inside.
Yeah, there's some stuff. There's some stuff substances floating around in my system.
You want to chase something tonight? Go over the total. All right, that's what I will tell you to do. I'm dead serious, by the way. People think I'm out of my mind. Go over the total tonight. I love the over, especially because a lot of people do not. But I think
you like the over tonight?
Tonight, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that line kind of is telling me something a little bit.
40.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now that might have moved, right?
What was it for? It's 40.5 now.
Well, that's what I mean. It was down, and it's still it was 43. It's dropped 2.5 points.
Wow.
The under is getting only 20% of the money while making up about half of the bets. So you have a lot of people, pound that. But here's the thing. A lot of small bets. That's what that is. That's scared money. 42% of the 28,000 plus tickets accounting for just 20% of the money. That's somebody putting $5 on this game tonight.
Just for fun.
Exactly.
Right.
Meanwhile, 58% of the bets on the over are accounting for 80% of the money, and this line has dropped 2.5 points.
Wow.
Those are the real degenerates. That's my
I'm sorry. Look, you're under that key total of 41. On top of that, short field, turnovers, expect points here. It's not going to be long drives and big plays. It's going to be 30 yards taking over after Jones or Heineke throw a pick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Count on some turnovers tonight. Count on some turnovers.
See? So you go over. That's all.
I think, instead of, because I told you Steve's going to call me in a minute, going to try to convince me. And I don't like the sides, but I do like the total.
By the way, the stream is saying that hoagie may have caused COVID-19.
Now look at this.
It's quite possible.
This is something here, as we now hit the quad box.
Wow.
With the one and only Tony Bruno. Quad box.
Oh, my God.
Now, both of you guys are early. We had Bruno over on noon, and we had Stazak over on his shot, too. Both of you guys showing up early, and look at this beautiful picture we can put together as a result of that.
What's up, Tony?
How are you guys? Beautiful. The lighting in here is bad, though. Well, I'm in an RV down in Alloway, New Jersey. But at least we're technologically. I have my high-speed internet in my RV is better than it was in my house in Philly.
Wow.
What does that tell you?
It's better than Barrett Brooks' Wi-Fi, who's probably like 5 miles down the street from you.
No. Is Ben Simmons still under the RV?
Yes, he is. As a matter of fact, he's been hiding there. Although the Kardashians all came back because they wanted to see the corn. Because I'm in corn country down here. This is the Garden State, Harry and Eytan. This is where every day I see trucks bringing tomatoes and eggplants, and now the fall crops are in. It's just a beautiful. It's rural. And I love going rural every once in a while. I'm an urban guy, but I can go both ways, urban or rural.
Not an urban cowboy, though.
Not an urban cowboy, no.
Wow, this is amazing here. See, we went from Stazak having every single possible supplement available in his duffel bag to Tony living off the land in an RV. Amazing.
Exactly right, man. It's about time. It's time we get back with the COVID and everybody worried about going out and being locked down and being shamed. I'm double vaccinated, by the way, so let's get that out of the way. So all you vax Nazis out there, by the way, if you're double vaxxed, here's the real science. You can still get the virus.
Right.
So stop hassling people. Stop terrorizing people, you morons.
Oh my goodness, that's bad. Now, are you growing anything in your garden, Stacey?
Just my beard right now.
Well, no, you've got everything. I thought it was
back to Christmas. I'm going to grow. I'm going to keep this growing every once in a while. Now Harry's gone from shaved to clean shaven. Right. Eytan, you've done it. Stazak has that grungy look. So the grungy look still works. Eytan, we know, is a guy who needs to shave every day.
Yes.
Right.
Harry's beard isn't that strong. Eytan's got one of those Armenian beards, where they have to shave 3 times a day.
It's like
terrible.
Armenian Israeli.
Yeah, it's Russian and Middle Eastern.
Oh man,
awful. So it's dark hair and it's like quasi coarse, and it just yes, it's brutal. Now you mentioned you're keeping that until Christmas, correct?
Yes.
Well, let me just tell you that depending on where you are on the planet, it's Christmas right now, including Joe Stazak's house.
Yes.
Look,
by the way,
look at the room. He's got the Christmas room.
Thank you, Tony.
I thought you were supposed to not work today. Isn't today a holiday in the Jewish world?
Well, here's the problem with
That's only for real Jews.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, think about this. This is, by the way, you're seeing how
Look
it's
at this.
Christmas in
It's
September.
like the Christmas village in his house.
Yeah.
Well, he does have his Christmas. Did he leave him up from last year, Joe?
He leaves it up all year.
Right.
Of course. You think
Right.
I'm going to do extra work?
Right.
Now, do you
No,
have the outdoor lights too? Did you go up on the roof and put the lights and leave them on?
We have the Halloween ones out right now, but we'll be making the transformation version.
He's like Clark Griswold of Westchester.
I thought you were joking. He still has all of his Christmas decorations up.
Yep.
Put them
Well,
up. I don't
the
think
wife
they ever.
gives me when we lived in my bachelor place. It was, I'll even say it was a little over the top. So when we came here, she's like, maybe we can do it like tastefully. I'm like, what? You didn't think that was tasteful? So she gave me one room. She's given me one room, and now I kind of stacked everything in this room. That's why it's it's a little effusive, maybe a little over the top. But then I was like, why am I taking these down? And then I'm just going to go in August, put them back up. So
Do you role play with the wife as Santa?
right. Of course.
By the way, do you have masks on your elves on the shelf? I think that's, this year.
Right,
all
they
the
need to be
Christmas
masked up.
decorations, Mickey, if you have like because I have a lot of Christmas decorations with Mickey Mouse, and you buy trinkets wherever you go. You go into a Christmas tree store. Oh, look at that one. This year, I shouldn't reveal this, but I am now actually working. Miss Robin is working on masks for ornaments. So I believe you cannot have an ornament hanging because that would get somebody killed and die of COVID. Even if the ornament's been double vaxxed, that could still transmit to your presents. So make sure you spray your presents and you get everything sanitized. And make sure you wash your hands 16 times and don't touch your face.
Are you doing a show now again, Tony? I saw something on your Twitter.
I do a Friday night show. I do the Into the Night on Friday nights on No Filter Network.
Right.
I do it every Friday night from 7 to 9, sometimes 7 to 9:30, sometimes 7 to 10. And we just have a lot of fun, as I always do. I mean, I do the same thing I've always done. Have fun, laugh, rip people that need to be ripped, praise people that need to be praised. That's what we do here. Miss Robin's in here. It's live, it's late, it's local, it's late breaking.
Yes.
And Philly Godfather and I may be dabbling with a little.
Well, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
Like it was like an NFL show, right? For gambling.
And what are we? What time of the year is it? This is the most wonderful time of the year. Not because it's still Christmas at Joe Staszak's house. It's Christmas because football is back, guys. And tell me there's no difference in the way people think and react when football comes. First, the college game starts, then the NFL. Is there any better time of the year than football season?
No,
Nope.
it's it.
No.
That's it.
Not even close.
We wait all the rest of the year for it.
Yes.
The whole city is like up for like 4 days after a win, especially a clean win like that. I mean, it's a different atmosphere around here.
But the interesting thing is in New York, they're already in panic mode. Did you see the New York Post today? They're basically saying if the Giants don't win tonight, their season's on the brink in game 2.
Oh, no.
Wow.
What was the name of that show? Was it a 30 for 30 season on the brink?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of seasons on the brink.
That was Bobby Knight.
Oh, Bobby Knight.
That was the Bobby Knight.
That is great knowledge, Harry. See, that's why Harry brings the knowledge. Harry brings the knowledge. He brings the funk. He brings the noise. He brings anything you need to bring, including the vodka. Now,
No,
Harry,
no vodka anymore.
Are you still off the vodka?
No vodka. I haven't had vodka in almost a year.
Wow.
I graduated to the brown.
No, you're a brown liquor guy now?
Yeah.
Man, it's a little concerning, isn't it, Tony, to hear that?
Yeah.
No, but you talk about New York football. I saw a tweet the other day after they both lost their opening games in New York that the Giants and the Jets combined are both like 18 and 47. They have the identical records since 2017. Think about that. Think about doing sports radio for football. You wait all year for football, and they just have garbage.
And they just keep drafting quarterback. Look at the Jets. They hit the reset button on their quarterback, and now people now are starting on Daniel Jones again. It's unbelievable. And the amazing thing, guys, is when you look around the league, I don't ever remember a time where there's so many good young quarterbacks everywhere. There are so many bad teams now that finally got that guy. I mean, Arizona, you remember they took Josh Rosen and then got rid of him in a couple of years. Same thing in Chicago with Trubisky. Teams are not wasting any time in taking a quarterback at number 1, top 5, and then hitting the reset and ejecting them and starting over. The Jets are doing it again. I don't think the Giants are going to get rid of Daniel Jones. But you look around the league, man. Arizona, people were down on Kyler Murray. That kid's a superstar.
Yeah,
man.
he looked great this past week.
No, you're right.
Now, who do you like tonight, guys? Because speaking of the Philly Godfather, you know, this is one of those games you have to really crunch the numbers. And the Giants, let's be honest, the Giants have owned Washington.
Yeah.
I'm going to still call them the Skins. Can I call them the Skins?
On this show, you can. Yes.
Not the word, not Redskin. Just, can we just shorten it to say Skins? It could be, you know, it could be apple
foreskin.
Foreskin.
Right.
What other kind of skins are there?
Call them the foreskins.
Potato skins.
Potato skins.
Yeah.
Skins. How about the skins and the shirts and the skins?
Shirts and skins.
Yeah. Shirts and skins.
Well,
we'll make it skins, and we'll make it more urban. It'll be spelled SKINZ.
Right, right.
You know, it's like the Homeboys and the Way Boys on the old MTV, Rock'em, Jock'em, athletic competitions. They'd have the Homeboys and the Away Boys. Washington can now be just the Skins. SKINZS. I'm going to copyright that today, Harry.
I like that.
Well, wait a second. I think Skins with a Z is a site that was blocked on Harry's computer.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the firewall wouldn't allow me there.
No.
Right.
Skins with a Z.
No, but Eytan's got to play on tonight's game. He likes the total.
I love the over, Tony. We're just under that key number of 41, 40 and a half.
Yeah.
It's dropped 2.5 points. I think a lot of turnovers for both quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And pressure. You know, 3rd and 12, you get sacked again. You're facing a 4th and 20 on your own 8. I can see a lot of short fields. So I don't need big plays or big drives. I just need bad quarterback play. And I think I'm going to get a bunch of that.
So you're saying over because of bad quarterback play or under?
Over
Okay.
because of turnovers, because of taking sacks, because of 3rd and long and the pass rush on really both ends. Like the Giants are a bad football team, but their defense isn't brutal.
Right.
So I actually think the over, because of shorter fields and turnovers, you may see a block kick, things like that.
But I go deeper, and that's good. But I gotta go deeper. The Giants have won, like the Giants against NFC East teams have really been good, and they own Washington. I mean, they whenever, that's why the New York Post back pages, you know, once again, the Washington Giants game is going to determine whether or not the Giants are going to be okay. Of course it is, because they're in the same division, and it's week 2, and you already lost a game against by the way, that was one of my locks last weekend, the Denver Broncos. That was too easy.
It's all he does. Teddy covers. I'll take him again on the road.
Teddy covers. I love it.
Yeah.
Why don't you have my Twitter handle underneath my screen there?
You didn't sign in with it.
I didn't sign in with it, Robin? Or is that Xander's prize? Is that the producer?
No. That's you. So here.
I don't control that stuff. I just sit down and talk.
If Miss Robin is there controlling the keyboard, then she can hit next to the mic. There are those 3 dots, and she can hit that. We're talking.
Did Robin do it already?
Yes, or either she or Xander did. So we'll assume either
you do
one.
It, Robin? No, under my picture there on the 4 box.
I think
it might box. I'm sorry. As Scott Hansen says on NFL,
it's for the quad box.
Red Zone channel. Let's go to the quintuple box now. It's the witching hour.
Now, we have a great tweet, by the way, from somebody who can say this, because there aren't many people who can mention an area that we've all been, and probably all been, maybe even in the same day. But the 4th floor stall tweets.
Oh, yeah.
Miss the 4 of your asses around here.
That's good, because the 4th floor store knows. Nobody knows the bathroom situation on City Line Avenue better than he's one of our insiders. You know, you have Eagle insiders, you got Sixers insiders. We've got the 4th floor bathroom up at 2 Bala Plaza, whatever they call that building now. Didn't they rename that place?
It's 1 Bala Plaza.
No, I thought they changed the name again. I drove by there a couple weeks ago, and it had a different name.
Well, it's got the Philadelphia Insurance Company's name on the outside of the building now, because they're like the lead tenant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I used to always use the seat covers on the 4th floor stall. You know, there's you got to use those.
You had to, and plus they had to finally install one of those, you know, in the restaurants where they have the super high intensity exhaust fans to get all the heat out from front of the stoves. Right? You know, and they have the super BTUs. That's what they needed in the 4th floor stall. Plus now they have like hair dye problems up there. They got hair that's all different color. going down the toilet, and they had to bring in the Roto-Rooter guy a couple weeks ago because people are going into that fourth floor stall and they're cutting and dyeing their hair and putting all the rejects and stuff in there. And they've overflowed. That toilet, by the way, my sources deep inside that building tell me that toilet has overflowed numerous times in the last couple of months.
Why you got to rat out Coach Camille like that? No, but I got a trend here for you for this game tonight. Road teams are 5-1 against the number in this head-to-head series.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good. And stats don't lie, Harry. Stats don't lie.
Well,
and Logan Thomas, a lot of people, and now Heineke, that's the question, not Heineken.
No,
I'm sure Washington fans, although, to me, as much as we love Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, isn't the end near for this guy? He's a tough guy. Everybody loves him on their team. He's out there sweating. He's bringing teams back, but he always loses.
Yeah.
Right? He's always on a team that just can't find a way to win.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, though, that this injury, like Stazak brought up the fact that this Heineke guy has played a bunch of games. He's not won a game yet. He doesn't have one win under his belt. This could end up helping Washington get to the top of the draft again with that great defense, and now they draft their quarterback with the draft pick, as a result of a shitty season.
But are they going to have to tank the season to get the number one pick?
I don't think they have to tank it, really.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be that bad, Harry?
They could be.
I think so.
With Heineke.
That's the problem. That's the difference, right? To your point about Fitzpatrick is Fitzpatrick keeps you from being in that bottom
terrible,
tier, but he will never be in that top tier.
Right.
So it's like the ultimate safe play. Oh wow! All right, look, I think if you're going to take a side, you're probably going to have to take the Giants. Let me give you two real quick. Harry, what was your trend?
The road teams, which are the Giants, this time are 5-1 in the last 6 in this series.
All right,
against the number.
Let me double and triple down on that. The Giants have covered in each of their last 11 road games against NFC opponents. Tony brought that up as far as how good they've been against the that's just NFC, not even NFC East.
Correct.
Let me narrow this down. Washington has lost 7 of its last 8 as home favorites against in-division opponents.
Wow.
Yeah, no, the numbers all point to the Giants. The desperation in New York points to the Giants. Daniel Jones, you watched him last week. I mean, he's not horrible. I mean, the guy single-handedly has to carry that team. They got to get Saquon going. They've got weapons. I mean, you look at that offense. They're not horrible. They got Saquon Barkley. And so you would think that the Giants right now, as they're constructed, are in a better position to win than Washington with again, as you mentioned, a quarterback who hasn't won, and the over-under, Heineke under 240 passing yards tonight. You like that play?
Under
240 yards passing yards?
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I'm sorry, Harry. Keep an eye on the Skins situation because I said this before it happened. Teams kind of tend to. It's starting to get away from that, but like doubling down on a mistake. Like I thought Dwayne Haskins was a mistake.
Yeah.
And when Ron Rivera gets there, they have the number 2 pick overall, and I said, go after if you have Burrow, he probably wouldn't have been there, but like Tua or maybe Tua was a mistake. It would have been, but Justin Gilbert, go after your quarterback there. They would go Chase Young, which obviously might have been the most gifted player in the draft, but Haskins was done after 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Here we are with Tyler Heineke, an undrafted kid from 2015. He's been with 3-4 teams, no wins. Or Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's been with like 18 teams and now has a hip injury. So they're never going anywhere until they get that. Same with any team. They're never going anywhere unless they get that quarterback situation.
But Joe, they're one of the teams that when they take a quarterback, I mean, go back to RG3. I mean, he was the toast of the league.
Right.
And, since then, everybody thought he was the guy. And he was, but he kept getting hurt.
Right.
And then you look, they keep hitting a reset button. Jason Campbell. How many times you keep going and you look at them, they just never get it right when it comes to drafting a quarterback, it seems.
It's funny you guys bring this up today because on ESPN's website, they've got a piece on that where as Washington football team's QB quest enters year 29, they ranked their past 30 starters. You should go through this and go through some of the names.
Wait
man.
a second.
It's
Hold
unbelievable.
on. Harry, real quick. I wonder if we put side by side, because this team has figured it out now with the kid that they have. If we put side by side the Browns list,
Yeah.
from what? Kozar
Oh,
up until Mayfield.
Testaverde, wasn't he there too?
Well, yeah, but
Testaverde was there.
Wouldn't you say Kozar was the last real guy that they had that you can?
He was
point
probably
to?
the
Well,
best
that was in the
quarterback
'80s. Yeah, yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So, who has the worst list between the two of them?
That's pretty good. Might be a push.
I
Give us
still
a
go
couple.
Cleveland, but it's close.
I don't know. Like, give us a couple of these Washington quarterbacks.
All right.
Dog shit.
All right, Mark Sanchez, Kerry Conklin.
Yeah, but they didn't draft Mark. Mark Sanchez started.
No, I know.
with the Jets. He's played for everybody in the NFC, so that doesn't count.
Right. Well, they don't necessarily say whether these guys were drafted or not.
Right,
it's just
right,
that they
right.
played quarter. Josh Johnson, Kyle Allen, Rich Gannon was there and was terrible. Danny Werfel.
Yeah.
John Beck from BYU. I didn't even know he was with the Redskins.
He's a loser, baby. So why don't you kill him? I mean, come on.
Tim Hasselbeck.
Oh yeah.
Terrible.
Do we have
Shane
to go back to
Matthews.
Mark Rippon for Washington to have had like
but even Rippon was a one-hit
early
wonder.
90s.
He was a one-hit wonder that
One-hit
won a
wonder,
Super Bowl, but yeah.
You got to go back to Joe Theismann, ladies and
think
gentlemen.
you're right.
Joe Theismann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith Schuler. Remember when they drafted him near the top of the
Schuler.
draft? Yeah.
By the way, he's a great real estate salesman down there in Tennessee. If you're looking
that
for
right?
a nice product, you want to move out of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and this axis of evil.
I thought he was a
recommend
congressman.
Not just Florida, where I have a property waiting for a damn seawall permit from the damn government so I can build my house down there and get some fishing going on down there in Cape Coral, Florida, Harry. I need you guys to pull some strings and try to get this permit passed. See, I don't go out there and pull the, do you know who I am?
Right.
Just give me my permit so I can build my damn seawall so I can build my damn house.
What, you don't have DeSantis' home phone number?
No, I will soon though. All right? When I move down there, I'll become his lapdog. I'll become Ron DeSantis' lapdog.
Right.
You got to be somebody's lapdog.
You should be his Jen Psaki. Just meet with the media and just do all the media stuff.
I couldn't lie. See, you have to be a professional liar to be in any of these jobs. And when you're the spokesperson for any president, any governor, you got to go up there and lie your ass off. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? You got to talk about spin doctors.
Yeah.
Forget the truth.
Yeah.
Spin doctor should be right next to it when it says Jen Psaki, not White House press secretary, White House spin doctor.
You remember the spin doctors back in the 90s?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Couple good
forgot.
hits.
On purpose. I think they only had one, right?
One or two. They were out the same time of the Gin Blossoms,
Exactly right.
who had a couple of hits.
Harry was like into the gin blossoms before he turned over to the vodka blossoms.
That's true. That's
now
true.
He's in the brown liquor blossoms.
Now,
Gin Blossoms made me angry. I mean, I was an angry drinker.
We just talked about this yesterday as far as Del Rio.
Del Rio,
not
Texas,
Vanessa
Jack
Del Rio.
Well, no, Del Rio, Texas is trending for something completely different. But we brought up Del Rio, and because of Jack Del Rio as possibly being the next head coach for USC. And then that got us into a Mount Rushmore of Del Rios with Vanessa Del Rio.
Vanessa Del Rio, come on.
Absolutely. And Del Rio, Texas. And then here I see on Twitter, Del Rio is trending. Now,
It is?
Well, for completely different reasons. It's not because Vanessa Del Rio walked into Del Rio, Texas and took a picture, Harry.
No.
By the way, I walked into a place and took a picture with Vanessa Del Rio back in the day up on 202. Remember up there across from the Montgomery Mall? Used to be this little video store, and they would bring in the big names like John Holmes. I went up there and got to meet him. And then Vanessa Del Rio, when I saw her name on the marquee, I was the first guy at the door. Wow. You talk about all-time Mount Rushmore.
What year
Vanessa
was this?
Del Rio.
This had to be like early 80s.
Oh,
You
yeah.
met
Absolutely.
Johnny Wad?
No, around 87, around that era.
Oh,
She was retired.
I thought he was dead by then.
He was still alive.
He
It
was?
right before he died. I got in right before he died to get a picture and an autograph of another. Because I'm about legends, Harry. I'm not going to go out and look for when you see these athletes who are like fourth string linebackers who are appearing at some sports card show over the weekend.
Right.
They don't go out for that. God bless them. I mean, if people want to go out and pay money to get an autograph from a guy who's going to be, boxing groceries at Wegmans next week,
right?
I'll go right ahead. I go for the superstars. I go for the talent, the people that you can never knock down from that pedestal of greatness.
I didn't know that you only took pictures with A-list porn stars, Tony. This is awesome info. It also sounded like Stazak had a beat on what you were talking about as far as the guy running that shop, right?
Johnny Wad.
Johnny Wad. He wasn't running the shop. He was just, they would pay these people to come in and knowing that there'd be a line out the door to meet them. I mean, that's smart, right?
Our stream is saying it's called Adult World, and it's still there.
Is it still there?
According to John
right
Shelton.
at the corner there, 202, 202, and 309, right there. Bam! I can't believe with all the construction and all the building that Adult World is still there. It's a little building.
The Cal Pike in 309, really?
Yeah, right there, right where
you're not far from our old spot, Creekside Cabaret. It's
Correct.
Just a little north of that. So maybe you're in the Strip District.
It's Colmar.
That's where I used to live. I lived in Lower Greenwich, so that was you go to the Montgomery Mall, and you're on 202, and you're out shopping, and then you just happen to see Vanessa Del Rio this Saturday, noon to 3. How do you not go over there? How do you not put aside Christmas shopping and doing important things, cutting your lawn when Vanessa Del Rio's in town? Come on, man.
I guarantee you Joe Stazak has a couple of pictures with an A-list porn star or two.
Hi Pasha Lee was my favorite from the
Hi
Pasha Lee.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this.
I had to take it down from my fridge when I got married. So.
Oh, man.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Wow.
Like that, you don't just pull that. You don't just Google that as Tony's telling his story and pull a Hayapesha Lee out.
Wow.
That is
he was into the Native American thing back then.
Exactly right.
Yeah. That is a deep cut right there.
Yes, it is. He's a legend too, though. I got to meet a lot of the legends.
Did you meet her too?
No, I never met Hayapesha Lee, but I met. When I lived in LA for 11 years. I was going to the Playboy Mansion for all these different parties. They were always there.
Right,
I didn't give anybody a drink, though. I didn't give any of those women I didn't slip them a Mickey like a lot of these celebrities did back in the old days. And you know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, Philly's own, Temple's own.
Oh, yeah.
Did Temple take his name off of everything? Temple, Bill Cosby after all that stuff?
I sure hope so. Jesus.
You can't have anything, right?
I mean, come on. I don't know. Was his name ever on anything?
No, but he was there every year. He was there he would do all the invocations, not the invocations, but he would be there at every graduating class, telling kids to do the right thing and all that other stuff.
Right.
And they went after him and they buried him. And you know what? He's in jail. Well, they got him out now, right?
He's out. Yeah, he's out.
The technicality, because
I wonder if he'll be at the Adult World soon. Maybe you know how things work. Time passes by, and then people say, you know what? Bill Cosby was still a legend.
Right.
Let's bring him up there to Adult World and see if we can make him a couple extra bucks.
That's a long ways from a temple invocation, huh?
Man.
Johnny Wad out there with Billy C.
Jesus.
Now, is that name fake? Or is that one of these, a guy who has a name that just works with what he does in that case?
No, that was like the alter ego kind of name for him. Yeah.
Who, Johnny Wad?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got involved with Eddie Nash.
Eddie Nash.
He got beat up pretty good with the Wonderland murders.
The murders.
Wow,
yeah, the movie's great.
This isn't just four guys talking about porn, which guys do all the time. This is deep dive next level stuff.
Right.
Absolutely. No,
wasn't Val Kilmer in that movie?
Val Kilmer was Johnny Wad.
Yeah.
Yes, he was
Johnny Wad knowledge.
That's awesome Kilmer knowledge too.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's marrying the two right there. That's
by the way, have you seen we started watching the Val Kilmer documentary?
Val?
What is it on? What network?
It's unbelievable, man. With this guy, he narrates it himself as current Val Kilmer. But he has home videos of when he was a baby. I mean, Amazon. This guy grew up in showbiz, and you want to talk about a guy who's had an unbelievable life, good and bad. What an unbelievable story, Val. You got to watch it.
Is that on Netflix?
I think
it looks like it's Amazon.
Oh, it's Prime.
It's Amazon Prime. Okay. That's where it is, right?
Yeah.
Is it on Prime Video? Yes. Robin says yes. She knows all those. I don't watch Netflix. Every time I go in there, I can't find anything interesting, so I turn it off.
I'm watching Longmire.
Real quick, before we get into Longmire here, I'm just curious. Like, Val Kilmer is one of the more fascinating studies in acting, right?
Yes.
He's not the go-to best actor of all time, but he is super underrated in range that he's had.
Yes.
And, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for me, and I don't think that's a stretch by any means, right?
Absolutely. No, I mean, this guy's, You look at his career, you look at the movies he's been in. You're right, he's not the but he has been a marquee guy too. He hasn't just always been the guy you recognize in a movie but don't know his name.
No, not at all.
Right.
I just meant real quick, Tony. I meant like, who's your favorite actor of all time? If you asked 100 people on a Price is Right or whatever the hell that stupid shit is, right, where you had the survey stuff, I don't know how many people would say Val Kilmer. But then you look at some roles he's had, from Morrison to Doc Holliday to others. He's been amazing.
Yeah, he has. He really has. You're absolutely right. You're Eytan. He's a guy. You're right. People would not put him on a Mount Rushmore,
right?
Since that's very sacred ground. And let's be honest, nobody has a better grasp of Mount Rushmores than the four gentlemen that you were watching here today.
Correct.
He was the Sherpa in Entourage too. You remember he was a pot smoking Sherpa in Entourage?
Sherpa?
Val Kilmer.
I never saw Entourage.
I didn't either. I never ran with those guys.
Really?
No. But we had Jeremy Piven on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
I used to love that show.
Well, we had Piven on, and I think now I want to watch it. Yeah, he came on the show. He was doing a comedy thing at the Keswick Theater.
Yep,
and we promoted it for him. He was pretty cool.
Wait, the Keswick? Do you have to wear a mask to go into the Keswick Theater? I can't keep track, Harry.
I don't know, but because I'm going to see the Hooters there in October, I hope not.
Oh man,
saw them 2 years ago in was it Audubon or something? They were fantastic.
Oh yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Love the
Hooters.
Hooters.
Real quick, hold tight, guys. We're going to be back in 3. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. These guys are hanging. And, Joe, we appreciate you big time. Tony Bruno is in the house here as well. So this thing has just bumped up from legendary to all caps and exclamation point legendary here. All right, back in 3 on the middle.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. The glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, 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 and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Yeah, okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just... disappears.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
And welcome back to JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Harry Mays and Eytan Shander. Today, Barrett is out in, where is he? Kansas today. He's flying to Kansas to do the Kansas State-Nevada game this weekend.
What do you like,
on ESPN Plus? Actually, Nevada's got a pretty good quarterback. He's going to be drafted in like the first or second round, they're saying. Nevada's a short favorite at Kansas State. Kansas State beat Stanford, though, the other week, which I didn't see that coming. That's, of course, where Barrett went to college. So he's returning back to his roots.
Who was the quarterback that came out of Chad something? Remember the quarterback at Kansas State who was a high draft pick and Chad something? I can't remember his name now.
Well, they had another guy. Was it?
He was a high draft pick though.
Brooks?
One kid.
K-State.
Yeah, Kansas State. Not Barrett Brooks.
Oh. No. The quarterback. I think Chad something. He was in the league a couple of years.
Now
I can't remember.
We'll pull this up here. Let's see. 15 best quarterbacks all time.
Well, yeah, right. Thomas, who came out of there for a little bit.
Yeah, what was his first name? What was Thomas's first name, Eytan?
I don't know, but I only remember the kid Chad somebody. He was a quarterback at Kansas State who had a monster year and was he was a first-round pick, high in the first round, but I'm trying to remember. I got to look it up. I don't want to touch my screen because I don't want to lose the stream. You don't want to cross the stream, and you don't want to lose the stream.
Am I wrong? I thought there was a kid named Thomas.
Maybe.
It might have been.
I only remember the one guy, and it was a while ago, but he was supposed to be the next
play, and he could run too.
Steve Grogan went to Kansas State. You remember him, Tony?
That's way back. That's back when the Patriots sucked.
Right. Yeah.
But he had a couple good years though. Was that before or after the Tony Champagne Eason years with the Patriots?
They crossed over. They crossed over.
Yes.
Because in the 85 Bears beat the Patriots, Grogan and Eason were the quarterbacks, I think.
Exactly right. That is great knowledge, Harry.
Yeah.
Now, you gave out Nevada in this game? Picks here?
No, I did not give a pick.
I'm in on the pick segment, by the way.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah,
I got a.
By the way, guys, I don't want to be a strapper here. It's Nevada, Harry. Now you would think in Philadelphia we would say Nevada, except we say Nevada. But actually, it's pronounced Nevada.
It is?
Yes.
Oh,
Nevada,
Chad May?
Chad May.
Chad May. That's the guy. How can I remember May? Chad May. Wasn't he a first-round pick?
He was in the early 90s, 93, 94. He was with the he was selected in the 4th round by the Vikings.
Okay, I was way off, but I know he was in the league, and he was a big shot at Kansas State back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I was only off by 3 rounds.
That's all right.
That's fine.
That's okay.
By the way, I'm going on with my good buddy Mark Willard, my co-host at Sporting News Radio, because he's in San Francisco on KNBR, which is the home of the 49ers. So we're going to do a little Niners-Eagles preview for the Bay Area tonight. And, this is a big game, Harry.
It is.
I know you guys have been breaking it down. As we always say, let's get it back to the Eagles.
Yeah.
This is going to be very interesting because for the first time in a long time, you're not going to find many negative Nellies out there when you looked at that first game last weekend. there were a lot of offsides and stuff because you got offensive linemen who didn't play the whole preseason trying to get in sync. But for the most part, the coaching staff, the way this game was coached, I thought was really a solid performance by this team.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I totally agree. I didn't know what to expect.
They look very buttoned up. They look just smooth.
Yeah.
Better than the Andy era. They were getting plays in on time.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of except for the penalties. They look like they've been doing it for a while.
And speaking of great coaching, how about John Gruden out coaching John Harbaugh on Monday night? That was unbelievable, man. That was fun to watch. Did you guys watch that all the way through?
Yeah, I did.
The Raiders, how many times did they lose that game and then they finally win it?
I know.
That was a great game. Of course, I had to stick it
on the total, but it was definitely worth it. What sucks is that I had to sit through 2.5 quarters of dog shit to get to some level of excitement, but that level of excitement killed my bet. So
Tell me about it.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't mind sitting through that 2.5 quarter pile of shit because it meant the under was going to hit. But then all of a sudden, this excitement, these fireworks coming, I'm sitting there like, whoa. I would have rather just been bored and miserable and rich as opposed to happy and broke. Nobody likes that. That's a bad combo. Not combos like cheese and pepperoni, but
And by the way, how much was Vegas celebrating on Sunday with all the money on Tennessee? And of course, I gave out the Niners at -7.5 on Friday night. And as soon as I did, the number moved up to 8.5, then 9.5 by Sunday. So Vegas they were popping bottles when they saw Tennessee lose and when they saw that the number get busted in the 49er game, because everybody was cashing. Everybody was cashing.
12 underdogs hit week 1, and 9 of them won outright.
Yeah, exactly. And the numbers, I mean, we talk about where the money was. All the money was on San Francisco. Now, if you got it at 7.5, even at 8, you push. But anybody who took it 8.5, 9, 9.5, that's when all the late money came in, and there was all on the Niners.
And they were covering that game easily until the final 2.5 minutes. It was just insane.
Well, that's the thing, though, is right. This whole thing about covering towards the end and the Niners, a lot of people ahead of time at 7.5 pushed that, right? A lot of people pushed it up. They thought, 7.5 at -110. I can get them at +125 or 130 at 9.5. Keep it under that key number of 10. So that's where I think it's crazy, but that's where I think the books mitigated some damage done by losing 7.5 is the confidence bet that was made before, the game, and even it moved to 8.5, where they're thinking 7.5. Let me push this up to 8.5. Let me push this up to 9.5. We saw, man, that was brutal. That's again, like the Niners, I think, are being held accountable for that second half as opposed to this matchup itself. Like, I wouldn't touch a 3 without the hook, but this seems more like a 4.5 point line for me as far as the matchup.
Seems a little low. Seems a little low.
Yeah, I think the Niners are a little bit better than 3 on the road against this team. That's
and
all.
the other thing that's interesting, what we're seeing, and I think we've talked about this over the years, that when you lose a running back, to me, you saw it with the Raiders. You saw it with
Ravens.
The Ravens on Monday night. Latavius, there are guys out there you can plug in who will not cause you to lose a game.
Yes.
Unless there are a lot of running backs, like Raheem Mostert's now out for the year, former Eagle. Now he's out. He was their best running back. And they'll plug somebody in there. And if the line's blocking and the guy understands the schemes, you're not going to be hurt. I mean, it's obviously if Saquon Barkley goes out, that's a hit. But in Dallas, you saw even when Dallas's top dog goes out.
Yeah, Pollard is pretty good.
Exactly. So back up. Well, look at the kid from Memphis that the Eagles kept.
Gainwell.
I mean, this kid was in there. He was making plays. And we know that they have the franchise back. But now you got a backup guy who can do a lot of things as a rookie, who a lot of people, and Harry, you watch that league. Memphis, this kid was a stud at Memphis.
Yeah,
but
he only played 1 year.
To Memphis or that football team and how good this kid was.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think the Ravens just signed Devontae Freeman again today. Like they had Murray and now they have Freeman. So, but man, they lost a bunch of guys to ACLs. Did you see also the Dallas Cowboys are really banged up right now? They've lost DeMarcus Lawrence. Now this week to an injury for 6 to 8 weeks. I think he's out. Their offensive line is still banged up severely. Gallup, the wide receiver, is now gone for at least 3 weeks. So they're coming into week 2 as an 0-1 team with a lot of injuries.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the key. And we saw with the Eagles. It's funny watching over the weekend to see Vitae on another team, and then Monday night to see Jason Peters, lined up at left tackle for the Chicago Bears. How many people even read that? One thing I'll give the Eagles, and even Deshaun Jackson wearing number 1 for the Rams. Last year they had to bring Deshaun back. They had to bring back Jason Peters. They didn't have any depth. And both of those guys are still contributors, but they're hardly start. You don't pay a guy like Deshaun Jackson big money to go out there and maybe make 1 play a game.
No,
if it's a game winner, it's a busted play.
Yeah, Peters left the game now.
Right?
Peters left the game for the Bears.
He walked out. He tapped out.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. Boy, that Jordan Mailata, man, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
The development of that guy.
Mailata, man, I'll tell you
what, man.
I'll tell you what. Did you know Vitae was on another? What did I see Vitae playing? He was playing tackle.
Where the hell is he?
Is he with the Texans? Where is
Detroit, I thought.
Oh, Detroit?
Detroit.
Yeah, he was with Detroit in that comeback.
3 years. He got $50 million.
Wow.
Right. Barrett always brings up how Vitae got paid.
Barrett's bitter.
Wrong.
He is bitter.
all this stuff. Yes, he is bitter.
He's very bitter.
But, Stoutland,
Not
one thing
bitter.
to say about the Eagles, when you look at their assistant coaches, they got one of the best offensive line coaches in football. So
no doubt.
If he's the guy, Howie Roseman's not making the judgment calls or the determinations on which guys have a better upside. And obviously, we know the all-pro guys, the 3 guys that they have there that are back healthy. But it's those other guys. It's the second-string guys that you have to mix and match. And the left tackle, which you didn't have to worry about for so many years with Peters there.
Yeah.
It looks like they've got it solidified right now. Even though they had a lot of penalties, these guys are going to get better. I don't think they're going to get worse if they stay healthy. And that to me is the key. And last year, with all the hate of Carson Wentz, you go back and look, guys, and I'm not a Carson Wentz apologist, but to suggest that any quarterback could have succeeded with that mess up front last year, it was, there's no doubt about it. You saw Carson look pretty good in Indianapolis. I don't think Carson Wentz lost his talent. I mean, he got beat up, and this team was bad last year, and they didn't have any pieces to help. They couldn't stop the bleeding. That's the problem. Yeah. And their secondary wasn't very good either for a while.
No, you talk about Mailata. Eytan and I have both moved Mailata and Sipos, the punter, up to 1 and 2 ahead of Ben Simmons on our Australian athletes list.
Absolutely.
Okay. How about that punter dropping those balls inside the 5, inside the 10?
A dime.
He was dropping dimes. You're absolutely right, Harry. It's unbelievable. And that's another position. You see punters, they're all Australian dudes. Remember, it used to be barefoot guys and place kickers back in the Tony Franklin era? There was a pole rash. How come nobody's kicking barefoot anymore? You notice that?
Oh, no, man.
All these guys were heroes. Tony Franklin. Who was the Eagles had 2 barefoot
Paul
kickers.
McFadden.
Paul McFadden. That's great. Isn't that his bar down there at the Citizens Bank Park complex?
That's right. It's no longer there. It's a steak shack or a shake shack or something, isn't it?
Is McFadden's done?
Wow.
Yeah, McFadden's is out of there.
No,
Joe would know. Joe would know more than anybody here.
What's that, bro?
About McFadden's.
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, but it's no longer at the stadium.
They won at the ballpark down on Patterson Avenue. It used to be right there.
Right.
Yeah, it was part of the stadium. It was the stadium's ass.
It was connected. It was part in. You go in there.
We used to do radio shows in there.
Or right across the street.
Yeah.
We've done radio shows everywhere, Harry.
I know.
Cheerleaders. I'll never forget the night Harry and I working the pole at cheerleaders many years ago.
That's terrible.
All right, look, I'm going to hit you with this real quick, all right? It's not for the faint of heart by any means. So if you'd like to tail, I strongly suggest you do. But this is it.
Oh, there's the parlay.
I love 1983. That was a great year.
Oh, man, what best thing to happen in 1983 was what?
I graduated high school.
Okay, that's up there on the Mount Rushmore so far until somebody or something knocks it off. But that's got to.
Well, my third, I had at that 1983, my third child had been born and was a year old. Wow. So I was finished. Wow. My fatherhood, I had wrapped up fatherhood by 1983. And by the way, I haven't talked to you, Eytan. Yeah, do you have a third baby on the way now? Every time we went from celebrating your engagement to now you got 2 kids.
No,
he only has one.
Your wife's pregnant again, though, right?
No. My wife has 2 kids. I only have 1. That's
right.
That's usually how it works. Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track anymore.
I'm the child,
right?
That I'm referencing.
Eytan is one of the kids that he's referencing there.
No, we only have 1 baby in this house, and I don't know how soon that's going to change. By all means, this kid he's a handful, and he is perfect. He knows exactly when not to blow his diaper out, and then that's when he does, like the worst possible time of the day where we're doing something. He, I think, is totally in tune with, all right, this would
sort of
really
like Joe Biden. You never know when he's going to need a diaper change.
Well,
I'm sorry, that's just
but I'm saying my kid is deliberate. I'm saying my kid understands the timing of it and is reading body language and saying, all right, this isn't going to be a random diaper swap. This is going to be the big one there.
Oh my God.
That's all.
Oh, Michael Bishop was another Kansas State quarterback. That was pretty good.
Right.
And Josh Freeman. Remember Josh Freeman?
Or was it Freeman who could move, though? Maybe it was Bishop.
The one good thing about quarterbacks in the NFL is now we have so many young guys that the go-to, like, nobody's calling for the old guys that we used to call for all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, out there in the Bay Area, out in Garlic Country, nobody's saying he should come back. Jeff Garcia. He's now officially off that list of guys on the list of guys you had to call. Even Mark Sanchez retired and he's doing broadcasting.
Yeah.
But there was always that tier of guys, no matter what city you were in, right? that if your quarterback got hurt, this is the guy on the list.
Right.
Now that list is pretty much non-existent anymore, right? I mean, who is the go-to guy when somebody gets hurt? Who's
well, Cam Newton's available.
Joe
Well,
Flacco.
yeah, Cam Newton, and
He's
there's
available.
talks that he's going to be. But how about, I got to give love to somebody because guys that get much maligned. How about the job in New Orleans, even though the game wasn't in New Orleans?
Jameis.
How about Jameis Winston?
Yeah,
I'm
5
talking
touchdowns.
about a guy who looked like when he was in college. I mean, that guy was throwing the ball everywhere. That was about as impressive a performance as you would never expect him to be that good.
He's just eating W's, man.
Yes, he is, man. You know what he said right after the game, right?
What's that?
The famous line, F him into you know what, baby.
Oh, yeah.
F him into you know what.
That's famous.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that was at Florida State, too, right?
Yeah.
Not a
Again, that guy, remember the guy who used to pop in the live news hits on the streets?
Yeah, right.
It was just like creepy, weird dude. And he would always be at the scene of some sort of a big story, and there'd be a reporter live saying, we have an eyewitness who just witnessed this accident. And he'd come in there and he'd give a couple of straight answers. And then all of you say, he would say, all you got to do is, you know what?
Right.
Yell it and then run off the screen. That guy is my hero. I don't know whatever happened to that guy, but he should have his own.
Was that
reality
Captain
show.
Jenks?
Not Captain Jenks.
No.
That Captain Jenks was a guy on the phone. This guy was on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Captain
Where did
Savage.
Stazak go? Did he leave? Is he
I don't know.
He had
diaper
enough.
change?
Yes.
He had enough.
He had to put up more Christmas decorations.
Sorry about
The fire
that.
alarm finally got to you. Did
I
the
just
fire
switched my
alarm?
phone.
There you go.
Oh, God.
I can hear the fire alarm. Is that?
I
getting
can, too.
heard?
Can you still hear that?
Yeah.
Did one of your little those little oil? You have those little oil decorations. You know, the bubblers. You put them on your Christmas tree, and then when they get hot, the oil bubbles inside. You know which ones I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're old school, but they've made a comeback.
Mm.
And they're like little. They look like little candles, and then they start getting warm, and then they bubble, and that shit burns houses down all the time, man. So you don't have any. You have any like. You make sure you have LEDs, man. Don't use any of those old school lights because that shit will burn your house down, man.
We got all the LEDs in the house.
All bubbled up.
Beautiful. This show's about safety too. This isn't just about, we're just talking about gambling and sex and stuff and porn stars. You know what I mean?
Although we do a lot of that.
Now, where's that 14 parlay? I need some winners. I need winners.
Yeah, put that back up.
Put that
Eytan.
back up there. Eytan, was that your report or was that Stazak's?
Was that Cincinnati, the Bearcats?
Yeah, I'll run through it real quick. So
this is all college action, right?
It's all college action, right? So Cincinnati, and we've played with a couple here. So Cincinnati, I moved up to 9.5. So I'm laying 9.5 with Cincinnati at Indiana. Indiana's a dog shit show. They're just not that good. Took advantage of a COVID year last year.
So you bumped it 6 points.
I bumped it 6 points, correct, up there. And that's at plus 175. Oklahoma, I bumped up as well, just under 28 to 27.5. Nebraska is just not good, and they're not going to be able to hang at all in Norman. And look, Oklahoma is going to score a lot of points as well, especially in that situation. So I bumped them up to 27.5. My favorite play on all of this, which is probably going to burst it, but under 53, I think that's 4 to 5 points heavy, at least, for both of these defenses. I know Auburn's played absolutely nobody.
Wait a second. Are you taking Nebraska? You say you bumped it up to 28. It's 22.5 is the real number.
Oklahoma. Bumped up.
Yeah, well, then wouldn't you want to bump that down to like 16?
No. Here's the thing. I'm moving these up in order to get a better return back.
Oh, okay. So you're going to make them cover more points.
Yep.
That's why it was plus 1983, right? With this parlay?
Yes. So then what I've done is
I don't know about that one.
Well, Oklahoma, I feel like that's where you can really have some fun here and stretch this to 27.5 for a blowout at home against Nebraska.
But you think in a big rivalry game like this, as bad as Nebraska's looked, you think in a game like this they're going to get housed?
Man, I don't know. Oklahoma had trouble with Tulane.
No, but Tulane is pretty good on offense, and Tulane can move the ball. Tulane is another sneaky play this week, by the way, to take a look at. I think Tulane is much better than people are giving credit as far as being able to move the ball. Look, Nebraska, you mentioned it, Tony. It's a rivalry game, but to be on the road and be outmatched as they are in Oklahoma, they're already getting 22.5.
Yeah, but this isn't Bishop Sycamore here. You know what I mean? This is still big.
It might look like it.
Bishop Sycamore.
we might be asking, who are those guys on Nebraska? Are they students? By all means. So then the other two real quick, under 53, Penn State, Auburn. Again, that's just too high. So I have no problem.
Penn State, Auburn is under 53?
Yes. And then last is Penn State money line minus 190. And they just beat Auburn because Bo Nix is not great. So those four will get you plus 1983.
Wow.
Beautiful, man.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. Not bad. Not bad.
I want winners.
Now, where did you place that?
DK.
Okay.
Yeah. Some places won't let you do a same game parlay with other non-game elements. Like
now, I'm a DraftKings guy and I have an account, and I've been actually making some money this week on baseball parlays.
Is that right?
I've been going to this PicksWise. Have you seen PicksWise? You guys are familiar with that, right?
I am not.
PicksWise.com.
Yep.
Great site. They're not a tout service, but they link you to because everybody links to all these casinos.
Sure. Right.
There's like a gazillion of them. I mean, you can't turn on the TV now without seeing, 5 consecutive bet places on it. Remember, it wasn't that long ago, guys, where you couldn't find a place to put a bet.
Yep.
Now they go door to door. I mean, you can't escape gambling right now, and there's not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's unbelievable how many betting sites there are. It's incredible,
and they're on like Jeopardy. It's like in between Wheel of Fortune.
Exactly,
it's not even like during games.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Wheel of Fortune, did you see the Davis, the owner of the Raiders, has a Wheel of Fortune slot machine right in his suite?
No way,
Tony.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking of you. Whenever I see Wheel of Fortune slots, I think of you.
Wait, that's in his suite?
That was in his suite. Yeah.
Now, was it a dollar machine? Was it quarters? It wasn't nickels, Harry.
No.
Mark Dave, although it looks like he's not a big spender when it comes to wardrobe
haircuts.
And haircuts. Yeah. By the way, doesn't he know you're not supposed to wear all white after Labor Day?
Yeah, well,
I don't think he knows much.
Well, he's trying to be like his dad with the white tracksuit. Remember, he'd have that white tracksuit.
Al was was lean, and it wasn't some big fat guy with a bad haircut.
Right.
Al looked gangster.
Al looked like a guy in Vegas, didn't he?
Al Davis was scary. He scared the NFL.
Yeah.
He scared the commissioner. He scared everybody. Is Mark Davis scaring anybody?
No.
He looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man up there.
What is he trying to do with that hair? Is he trying to have like Gruden hair?
I don't know. I think he knows that it's easy. It's easy. He goes to the barber and says, "Just put the bowl on it and trim it up." You know what I mean? You don't even need a barber. He probably has somebody at home do it. They get the razor, trims it around, it's the bowl cut, isn't it?
Right. It looks like it. Yeah. Yeah.
Stazak would never. I mean, that's one thing we know is no matter what ever situation we'd see him in, he'd never be rocking that Al Davis.
Absolutely not.
What's the status on the alarm in the house? Was it a Christmas decoration? What was happening in there?
You know what? I kind of blocked it out for the last couple of days, but my wife's been hammering me about this alarm, and then you reminded me. I forgot about it. She's going to come home and say, "See, the guys on the air heard it."
Right. Well, our stream, the people on the stream were the ones who heard it first.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, as a chirping.
When I see something, I don't say something anymore, Harry. Now see something, say something.
No, now you just record something and then put it online later.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh man. Well, who do you like in the Eagles game this week? 3.5.
Man. I mean, it's here. We saw the 49ers. The 49ers are good. I mean, don't get me wrong. And then they have the young quarterback, and now they're doing the whole thing where they're bringing the guy in for one, sort of like what the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts. A lot of teams do this. They got a young stud guy,
Trey Lance,
Garoppolo. Their people are down on him.
He had a good game last week, though.
He did. That's the amazing thing, Harry. When you put a guy in his first pass is a touchdown pass, you figure, but they were on the road, so they didn't have to worry about the fans. But then Garoppolo came in and played great. So there's no doubt that Garoppolo is being pushed by his young predecessor. Right. And it's making them both play well. So I don't think teams have a problem with that if both guys are playing well, and especially Garoppolo, because he's going to be gone at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So he has to – you want him to play well if you're a Niner fan, if you're the team. And so to me, that's not a bad situation. It's only a bad situation when your starter really stinks and then you keep putting him out there and he struggles.
Right.
But if Garoppolo keeps playing well and they just alternate guys and bring a guy in for a play or two, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that, because that's at least getting a high draft pick involved early instead of sitting on the sidelines and carrying a clipboard.
Right. I mean, that could be another solution for the Washington football team next year. Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers maybe somewhere else. Although if he plays like he played last week, nobody's going to want him either. That was unbelievable. What do you think of that performance?
The Aaron Rodgers' shot talk will start soon. Remember, it used to happen when he'd have a bad game early in the year, and that was like 5 years ago.
Right,
but
when he
now,
said relax.
Performance, and it wasn't even that he was bad. It looked like he didn't even want to be there.
Right.
Plus, that new look. I think that new hairdo, Harry,
it's
really,
bad.
really messed him up, man. Would you agree, Joe? You see the look, man. He looks like a guy he looks like a shakedown artist.
He's
guy would pull up in a car and roll the window down.
Yeah. He's got the goop, and he's still complaining about the offseason. So, like Russell Wilson did that for like a week and a half and then got pissed and then just, ripped up the place on Sunday. But, Aaron Rodgers, he'll be fine. But that was a mess on Sunday.
That was ugly. That was ugly.
Not a Jameis Winston guy. I like ball security. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he really was.
Unbelievable. I do like the Birds, by the way, a little bit on Sunday, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little low. I thought I never would have thought this before the Atlanta game, but I like home dogs. I think it's a little low, and if they cover, I think they win. 80% of the teams that cover
win the game.
Dogs win the game.
Exactly.
So I think
you don't. That's. I agree with you, Joe. When I look at those close lines, and they're going to get the Eagles are getting 3 as a home dog,
3.5, I think.
Home dogs, and home dogs have been, as you said, Harry, were unbelievable last weekend.
Yep.
And all underdogs were unbelievable last weekend. But at home, the Eagles, the crowd's going to be jacked because they played really, really well. They housed Atlanta down there in their own building. Their defense played great. Their front four. I mean, everything looks good.
First full house in over a season, too. I mean, think about that.
Exactly. And the other thing is, they got a bunch of new guys in the secondary there, and there weren't any glaring miss. It wasn't a guy who got beat by 20 yards down the field who wasn't with his player. I mean, they really played a solid, clean game. Does that mean they're going to come out and play a solid, clean game? I don't know, but it's got to give these guys impetus to say, wow, we've got some good young talent here. And everybody thought they were blowing it up last year for this year.
Right. And they lost Epps, the safety, early in that game. They had to go to Wallace, and you really didn't notice it.
You didn't. So I think the Eagles at home in their home opener, I mean, if you want to look at it straight up, the Niners, they should have blown the team out, and they took their foot off the gas.
Right.
And give credit to Detroit, but you're not going to do that against the Eagles. You're not going to take your foot off the gas and then just mail it in and expect to hang on to a third. Well, they were up 31 points, weren't they?
I think so.
If the Eagles go up 31 points, which is highly unlikely, but who knows? There's no way the 49ers are coming back. Or if the 49ers go up 31 points, you would think the Eagles aren't going to come back, but Detroit did. Detroit at home did. So to me, I think I like the Eagles. If I'm going to have to bet on this game, or as someone would say, if you put a gun to my head, I know I'd be in South Philly.
I'd take the Eagles.
I'd take the Eagles. Yeah. I'm going to put them in a parlay. I'm going to mix them in with a couple of.
And that was Jared Goff who put up a lot of numbers on.
Yes, he did. Yes, he had Hawkinson. And by the way, after watching Monday Night, Harry, and I know you guys follow it closely, people who follow sports, the tight end for the Raiders,
Waller.
Yeah, Aaron Waller.
He's a baller.
He's right now. Right now, you got to put him in the top 3 conversation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Kittle and Kelsey in that conversation.
Kelsey, him. There's a lot of good tight ends in the league.
Kittle.
Dallas Goedert is moving himself ahead of Zach Ertz now, as far as the Eagles are concerned. He's become a go-to guy on this team.
Right.
Now, is he top 5 in the NFL? Probably not, because there's so many good ones. Hawkinson in Detroit looks good. Obviously, the guy that the Niners are bringing in here.
Kittle. Yeah,
George Kittle.
And I think that kid in Atlanta, once he gets his feet in the NFL, is going to be top 5 too. Pitts. Yeah,
absolutely. No, there's a lot of good tight ends. And then the other thing that I saw and found interesting is teams bringing back fullbacks. Now you're seeing teams with big fullbacks, and this is what's great about offense in the NFL. I mean, there's so many different coaches. Not everybody's running the same stuff. I mean, everybody would copycat. To me, the teams that run the fullbacks, they're doing it on their own. They're not saying, "Hey, the other team's running the fullback, so I'm going to run an I formation now."
Right.
It's good. Everybody's doing their own thing because there's so many young minds in the game now, innovators who are looking at different offenses from the past. And I'm not bringing back the wishbone, I don't think, Harry. But
I don't think so.
I don't think. Although maybe once in a while you sneak a wishbone in there.
What is Jamel Holloway doing today? Is he available?
or as Bill Parcells once said about Rutgers quarterbacks, he's out there running that Harry High School shit. And as somebody named Harry That has to be offensive to you when the term Harry High School shit is used, Harry.
I never get offended, Tony. I am not easily offended. He was talking about Ray Lucas.
Yes, Ray
when
Lucas
he said that,
Rutgers.
made
That's
that comment.
Rutgers quarterback knowledge, Harry.
All right, well, we got to go, man. We could go all night. Joe, really appreciate you jumping on. Joe Stazak, and, of course, the great Tony Bruno. Friday night is your show, Tony?
Friday night, 7 o'clock. Now, there's no app. You just have to go on to No Filter Network. No Filter Network. And then you just have to sign up. You don't have to pay anything. You just get an invitation to the show. You click it in, and then you can join a chat room and live, and then people can knock on the door and we put them in, and you'll appear on camera just like we are here. So
now, what time?
7 p.m. Eastern time to 9, and we just we don't have any rules, Harry. We do whatever the hell we want.
Beautiful.
We're uncancelable.
Yes.
I'm finally, for the first time in my life, uncancelable. Is that a word?
Is it a Red Wine Friday on the show?
We do everything. We do vodka. We do tequila. We mix it up. Now, it used to be red wine. Now we'll go heavy vodka. We'll go heavy tequila. We'll even mix in some beer nights. I'm doing the Modelo Especials now.
Nice.
My new go-to beer. I like them. I'll drink Corona. I still drink England. And then, of course, red wine. So it's one of those, it's like a potluck of booze.
Friday night at 7 o'clock, No Filter Net. There it is. Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Eytan and I.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit. Glass is for cocktails, right?
It's for this, and that.
Is the length of the glass equal to your...
You betcha.
But is it made out of...
Glass?
Okay, but is the rip...
Smooth?
Will you stop doing...
That?
I'm the professional here.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. All from the company that's highly awarded. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and deliciously tasting vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.